Why is it that Surah Al-Waqiah is linked with having more wealth? They say that if you recite Surah Al-Waqiah, you're going to start unlocking wealth in your life. So I was just wondering, why is that? After doing some research, I realized that the very last ayah of Surah Al-Waqiah is the whole reason, it's the whole thesis behind why the surah is linked to wealth. And the last ayah says, فَسَبِّحْ بِسْمِ رَبِّكَ الْعَظِيمِ. Allah is telling you, do tasbih in the name of Allah the Great. Tasbih, when you truly understand what tasbih is, that's when the benefits of the surah starts unlocking for you. And not just this surah, the entire Quran. Tasbih. What is really tasbih? Tasbih is when you glorify Allah. But when you get deeper into tasbih, tasbih comes from the word sabaha, which means swimming. Bro, it means swimming. That's the root word. Allah's telling you, you are always doing tasbih on things. You, in your heart, you think, for example, having a lot of wealth is something great. Having a beautiful house is something great. What you're doing there is that you're doing tasbih of the house and the wealth. Allah's telling you, do tasbih only of Allah. When you're swimming in water, what are you doing? You're either floating or sinking. Allah's telling you, if you're doing tasbih on things other than Allah, you're sinking. You're drowning. When you do tasbih only of Allah, you float. When you do tasbih of Allah, you float. When you only glorify Allah in your heart, that's when you start becoming above the dunya, and as a result, dunya comes crawling to you. So there was a person actually that messaged me. They just kept telling me how they're so depressed and they want to actually feel the presence of Allah all around them. And what I told them is that Allah says, do tasbih during the sunrise and during the sunset. That means during these two times, there is benefit. There is something magical during these two times. And that's why Allah says, do tasbih during these two times. So if you sit down, listen to this, okay? Sit down and go inward. See in your heart. What's something in your heart that you're putting too much importance on? You're thinking of it as something great instead of thinking Allah great. Look deep into your heart. Think of it like you're taking a match and you're lighting this match in a very dark room. What's happening is that you're adding awareness in your heart, and whatever that comes out, the things that you're becoming aware of, whatever that you become aware of, do tasbih on it. Understand that Allah is perfect, Allah is majestic, Allah is beautiful, Allah is merciful, Allah is independent, Allah is just pure beauty. Understand that Allah is above all things. When you keep doing that slowly, in your heart, when you know that Allah is above everything in your heart, that's when you start getting afloat slowly during sunrise and sunset. And when you finally start knowing that Allah is greater than anything in this world, $1 billion, Allah is greater than that beautiful house, Allah is greater than that. When you know that truly, that's when everything that you want starts coming to you easily.